Eccoci. Buongiorno, buon pomeriggio o buonasera a
Hello,
tutti,
good afternoon and good
dipende
evening to all of you, depending
da
on
che parte del mondo, da che
which part of the
parte
world you are linked
del mondo.
up from.
Melissa, è il mio nome.
My name is
Sono
Melissa.
colombiana,
I'm from
sono
Colombia, and soon I will
moglie
be Lebanese
della
because
cittadina da
that's
poco
the
e viviamo in
citizenship
Italia.
of my husband, and we live in Italy.
Il culture
So it's a mix of cultures,
rappresenta
right? And this, I
la mia
think, has been
fortuna
my good luck, my good
di
fortune, because it
condividere
allows me to look
ciò
to
che
the
mi
world
porta
with
felicità
the eyes of
e di valorizzazione
fraternity
della
and to give
ricchezza
value to the
delle
richness, the wealth of
della
what unites us, and certainly what brings us together. For a decade now, I've been working in
strategica
the field of
e
strategic
nasce
communication, both
come
internal,
giornalista.
external,
Non sono
digital.
giornalista,
I'm not a journalist,
sono
and I am passionate to follow
semplicemente
processes of integral
una
development, human,
imprenditrice
social,
del
cultural,
mondo in
as well as
sostenibilità e
relational
eccellenza.
sustainability.
Ogni tanto mi diverto anche a tradurre e
Occasionally,
spiegare
I
in
also have fun
inglese ai
translating
traduttori
simultaneously, so I greet the
disponibili di
translators
chiedermi di
and
parlare piano
who
o
have
di
asked me
ragionare
to speak slowly, and so I will do so.
come oggi mi diverto anche
And
a presentare
occasionally,
eventi.
I present events.
Recentemente sono entrata a far parte del comitato
Recently, I have
globale
become part of this
dell'economia
wonderful team
internazionale
which supports the
EoC
international
e
network
mi
of the
è
economy of
un
communion.
vero
It is
piacere e un
therefore a true
onore
pleasure to be here
trovarmi
today and
insieme
to
alla
all
comunità
meet
globale
together with the
EoC.
global community of
Molti di voi
EoC. With many of you, I've had
spesso
the
magari
opportunity
capiterete
to hold a
insieme.
conversation in the last few
Oggi
months,
sarò la vostra guida
and therefore
in
I
questo
shall
Global
be your
Gathering,
guide at this
Flashes of
global
Light and
gathering.
Roots.
Flashes of light
Per
and
chi ci
roots.
segue via
For
Zoom,
those following us via
benvenuti.
Zoom, just some practical points.
Prima
First,
ricordatevi che
we should be
l'interprete
speaking
sarà nella
in
vostra
a
lingua
range of
con
languages,
traduzione in simultanea
and there
in
will be a
italiano,
simultaneous translation in
inglese,
Italian,
francese,
Portuguese,
inglese e
French, English,
spagnolo.
which is the channel you're listening
Potete
to at this
selezionare
time,
l'icona
and
di
Spanish. Therefore, you can
traduzione
select
con
the
la vostra
icon
lingua,
of translation interpretation.
interpretation e il globo in
This
basso a
is
destra
the globe
e
shaped
scegliete la vostra
icon,
lingua.
bottom
Va
right.
bene?
Choose your language.
Non
You should be listening
preoccupatevi
to
se
English at this time.
perdete
Don't worry if
qualche
you lose
dettaglio,
any
registreremo
detail
sarà
because
disponibile in
a
video, come
recording will be available following the
con voi.
event and this will be
E
shared
vi
with you.
invitiamo a che
And
non autorizzate l'uso
please
delle
switch
immagini
off your
o
camera if you
generate
do
immagini
not
senza
authorize
l'autorizzo delle
the
camere a
use
questo
of
punto.
your
Siamo
images.
pronti?
So if we're ready,
Iniziamo.
we can begin.
Va tutto bene con le
I
traduzioni?
hope
Fateci
you're
sapere
able to
se
listen to the
sì,
translation. Once again, you're listening
come
to English. If you have any issue, please place a
come
message
forse
in
già
the
sapete,
chat.
fra
As
qualche
you know, perhaps in a
anno, i
few months,
35
it will
anni
be
dalla
the
nascita
35th
dell'economia di
anniversary
comunione
from the
e
birth of
in
the
questo
economy of
video
communion,
ci
and in
ritroveremo
that
una
occasion, we
grande
will
evento
meet in a great
internazionale.
international event.
Ora cedo la parola a tre
And
membri
I will now
della
give the floor
comunità
to three members of
globale,
the International
Isaia
Committee,
Fernando,
Isaias
Lucas Longhi
Hernando, Lucas
e Sole Lim,
Longhi, and
che
Solelim,
parleranno
who will
rispettivamente
speak to
del
us
senso
respectively of the
dell'evento,
meaning of the
programma
event
e ci
program,
inviteranno
and
a
they will invite us
partecipare
to
da
participate from
tutto
all
il mondo.
over the world.
Ecco, a voi la parola.
So over to you,
Isaías, iniziamo
Isaias.
contigo?
Let's
Iniziamo da
begin with
te?
you.
Prego.
Sí, gracias, Melissa.
Thank you,
Sí,
Melissa.
como decías, la economía de comunión va a cumplir el año que viene 35 años.
As you
Y en
said,
estos
the
35
economy of
años el
communion
mundo ha
is
cambiado
going to
mucho.
be 35 years
Las
old. The
desigualdades
world has changed
estructurales
a lot
no solo no han
in
desaparecido, sino
that
que han
period. These
aumentado.
are
Y han
structural
surgido nuevos
inequalities
desafíos
which have
que afectan la vida de las
increased,
personas, sobre
and new
todo las más
challenges have emerged that
desfavorecidas,
affect people's
pero
lives,
también al futuro del
especially
planeta.
the most vulnerable and the
Y al mismo
future of
tiempo
the
también
planet.
han surgido
At the
muchas
same time, many other
iniciativas de
initiatives and
reconstrucción
organizations
que
have emerged
refuerzan
that strive to
y
build a
ayudan
more
también
humane and nature
a
friendly
personas
economy
más
with
respetuosas de la
which to
naturaleza,
hold
con las que
a dialogue.
podemos dialogar. En estos 35 años,
In these
gracias a la
35 years, thanks to
generosidad
the
y la
generous
colaboración a todo el
commitment of
mundo,
so many people
la economía de
from around
comunión
the
ha logrado un
world,
impacto de gran
EoC
alcance
has had an
que es
impact,
difícil de
a
medir.
large impact, and the true extent
También
of this impact is difficult to
ha tenido un
measure.
impacto en la visión sobre la pobreza,
It's had an impact on the vision of
en el
poverty,
crecimiento
on
económico
economic thinking,
y también en la
and
política
on
empresarial.
business practice.
Pero
But
todo
this is
esto
not enough. We
es
must
mucho más.
discover together
Debemos
how
descubrir
to
juntos
respond more
cómo responder
effectively to
más
today's
eficazmente
challenges.
a los desafíos del mundo actual.
And we want
Y
to
queremos
do
hacerlo
so by
mirando la economía
looking at the
mirando al
economy,
mundo
by looking at the world
globalizado,
from the place of Lazarus in Luke's Gospel, under the table of the rich man, to discover together with the Lazaruses who live in our communities the future of the economy of communion in the coming years. To do this, we would like to propose an experience of encounter with some of the different local realities where the economy of communion is embodied in Latin America. It will be a series of 3 days experience, but we hope it will be profound and inspiring. Afterwards, we'll gather together in the city of Buenos Aires for a day and a half to celebrate our anniversary and embark on a new stage that will bring us ever closer to fulfilling the vocation of the EoC. We are aware of the financial effort this entails, and we know that there will be people both in Latin America and in the rest of the world who will find it difficult to cover this expense. We would like to launch an appeal for a large-scale sharing of goods so that the most vulnerable members of our local communities can be actively present in Buenos Aires, and on the other hand, so that the countries where EoC is present can be represented, including those countries with fewer economic opportunities.
La invitación entonces es para encontrarnos en Argentina.
The invitation then is to meet in Argentina between the 25th and the 30th of May 2026. During the first 3 days, you will be able to book in the 20 sites in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Ecuador in order to participate in 25th, 26th, 27th May in an experience of communion with a range of initiatives that we will visit where the economy of communion has already developed a path. We'll meet to share experiences and to delve deeper into what each community has to offer. And together, as a result of our communion, we'll discover how to move forward in the coming years. In the various venues, we'll find a wide range of experiences in which the EoC members, sometimes together with other people and organizations, carry out experiences of personal development, support for productive enterprises, the creation of decent work, and accompaniment between companies. At some venues, talks and debates will also be organized together with the academic world at some universities. After these final 3 days, on the 28th of May, we will travel to meet all together in Buenos Aires, and then on the 29th and 30th, we will meet at the main event to share our experiences and to reflect together in order to celebrate our first 35 years of life and make a pact for the years to come. We want this to be a meeting that goes beyond simply sitting down and participating in a conference as mere listeners. We want our meeting to be built on every experience we share and every situation we get involved in.
Por eso esperamos contar con todos ustedes.
That is why we hope to count on all of you, with the entire economy of communion network scattered throughout the world, to see and verify the many different ways in which we can put into practice the charism that Chiara gave us, and to discover together the best way to move forward.
Gracias, Isaías. Gracias, Lucas, por presentarnos el evento. Grazie mille.
Thank you for having presented this event to us.
Saluti, il vostro impegno nel preparare questo 35
And
anniversario dell'economia di comunione.
I'm sure there is great enthusiasm in
Ci vediamo in Argentina.
to present this. So see you in Argentina, and therefore we will be able to see together this great family of economy of communion together.
Questo evento è più che un evento, proprio è un
This is more than an event.
condividere le nostre
It's something in order to be able to share our stories, to listen to one another, and therefore to renew that dream which connects us. These 3 days will accompany us in a journey in order to learn to work in the local dimensions as well as in our own experiments and projects, and then together All together, we will be able to share our actions and visions for the future. There will be people from the Commission, and they will join us from other continents in order to get to know what we do. And this is my own, of course, and therefore we warmly invite you to be part of this way forward. You are the founding part of the economy of communion. So see you in Argentina. Are you happy about this? We're very happy to have you here and to be with you. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, because after these presentations, we hope that you are as enthusiastic as I am to attend. And therefore, if you need a further push, and we haven't even began to convince you, I'd invite you to discover some of the local communities hosting the event. As Lucas said, in the first 3 days, we will be able to enroll in one of the 20 local events in order to live out an element of communion and participate in what the economy of communion has already set up in the various times. So what is this local experience then? Well, the key word is encounter. This is an encounter of worlds, lives, situations, and various forms of richness. This will generate relationships and build communities. Wherever we are, we will see specific methodologies enacted because each one is unique. So now we're going to present 4 of these spaces and places that will host these experiences. This place belongs to the Focolare movement. It was a retreat home that worked for a range of communities and is located in José Cepaz, in the province of Buenos Aires, the 5th district with the highest educational vulnerability. There is a lack of teaching and educational resources, a lack of schools, and a high repeat rate. For the future, I would like to be an accountant. I have 2, to be a footballer or to be in the military. Although we have 200 children in primary school, reality is quite complex at the instruction and educational level. The teachers are very good. It's got a very nice playground. When the school opened, we detected a major problem, which is literacy. Specifically, we had children in 4th grade and 3rd grade who could not read or write. A literacy project was designed, which is still running today, and every year we have between 50 and 60 children participating in this project. He arrived here in the 3rd grade without knowing how to read, but he learned that through the literacy workshop here at school, he learned a lot and grew a lot in that area. In the literacy workshops, we currently have 2 literacy teachers in the language practice area. I like maths. Math class. 90% of students come from very difficult backgrounds, experiencing neglect, violence, and everything else that comes with extreme vulnerability. As it is a small school, we can get to know each child and their family and accompany them on their educational journey. At this school, it's not like at others. This one has more experiences, new things. I really like it because it's very spacious and the atmosphere here is great. I really like experimenting. For example, I really like chemistry. We give them the tools they need to have a better lifestyle than we can ever have. We want them to study, be happy, and be able to work at what they love. For me, that would be the best thing. The desks you see in the classroom were purchased in 2022 and are in impeccable condition. This doesn't usually happen in schools. If you miss one day of school, you lose an average of 7 hours of learning. If you miss 1 day a month, you lose 70 hours of learning a year. That's too much. Therefore, every day counts. Come to school. Don't let anyone miss a day.
¡Que nadie falte!
Want to know what it's all about? Come on over. What does this group mean to you? In one word, learning, support, togetherness, friendship, unity, joy. Friendship too, life, joy. How did you feel the first time you came, and how do you feel now? I came feeling scared, and I learned to let go. When I came for the first time, I felt happy, content, and now I feel really happy and really content. What did you learn or discover in this space? To accept other people, to share the things of life with my friends. What makes you come back every week? There is always something to learn, to share life with other women. You said there is always something to eat. Yes, that too. What would you like to say to a woman who is hesitating to come? Encourage her to come to the women's space. Encourage her to come. She will like it, and she should be enthusiastic and willing. So now you know, we'll be waiting for you on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. at the school. The Migrant Care Center works to integrate, promote, and uphold the rights of migrants in the district of La Matanza. We have been working since 2005 on this project, which is a socio-pastoral initiative that ensures that migrants arriving in the region are welcomed and find answers to their questions about integration, documentation, and pastoral and spiritual support. In other words, we want them to feel welcome in every sense in this place. This is the place where they have chosen to call as their home, the place to live a better life.
Bienvenido a este lugar que él eligió como casa, como lugar para vivir mejor.
Luego de que yo viví esa experiencia amarga,
After I went through that bitter, hard, and difficult experience, I don't think I will ever forget that image. I crossed the border from Venezuela to Colombia on foot, my suitcase, my son, and in tears, crying because I said it is so unfair that such a rich land going through this process that all professionals like me have to leave because we have no choice. Argentina truly opened its arms to me, welcomed me, gave me a hand, comforted me because I came with a broken heart because it is difficult. And the Migrant Center really helped me understand that I am not the only one who left. The district of La Matanza is very, very special because it is one of the districts with the highest number of migrants. And it is a region where there is a lot of social vulnerability that needs a lot of pastoral care, but also the search for human promotion that helps migrants to overcome these conditions. The mobile workshops, where this was a project of the Scalabrinian sisters, began to be set up because of the number of migrants in the poorest neighborhoods where people could not get to the Migrant Care Center. So the sisters looked for a place to bring them closer. The idea or dream of the Migrant Care Center is that we can reach as many migrants as possible, that no one is left out, and above all, that we can respond to our specific mission, which is to accompany them to promote this integration, this justice. And this means that migrants can truly develop and fulfill the life project that brought them here. Good afternoon. Let me introduce myself. I'm Inocencia Lama from San Bernardo de las Sorras. I offer tourists accommodation in a room with a private bathroom and hot water. We also have other activities such as milking goats and cows, cheese making, agricultural activities at different times of the year, felt crafts that I make, flowers and other things that I make. Good afternoon. Let me introduce myself. I'm Carmen Maita from Ingeniero Mauri. My accommodation is called La Nueva Esperanza, and I offer one room, a bunk bed, a double bed, and a single bed with a view of the Silon del Inca. This is my farm. I have several varieties of fruit trees, and these are the seedlings I'm showing to you now. That's the view of the mountain range. And over here is Cerro de la Cruz. And we go on walks to see the hill. We go where the cross is, and then we come back and see the nature here in Ingeniero Mauri. This is Asalta in the north of Argentina.
Interessante, vero? Sono molto emozionata.
It's very interesting. I'm very moved. Every experience seems to go beyond all the others. And remember that there are 20 here. These are only 4 small examples, and therefore you can choose any of these and the communities which are getting ready to welcome us. Now you might ask yourselves, what can you do in order to sign up so you can join in? Well, that's a good question. And so we give the floor to Gregorio Pellegrino. He belongs to the International Commission, and he will explain to us how to pre-enroll to next year's event. Hello, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to the official web page of the International Event of Economy of Communion. This will be held in Argentina between the 25th and the 30th of May 2026. You can reach this page with the link that we will send in the chat at the end of this presentation. As you see, we've created a web page which can be seen and visualized well with all devices in 5 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, French, English, and naturally Italian. In the home page, you will find both location and dates, Buenos Aires, and the local communities of Latin America between the 25th and the 30th of May 2026. The topic of the event is listed here with a brief presentation of what we will experience together and the program which is currently being built. Below the page is the news section with all updates on the event, which we will publish as we go along, and the section with questions and answers. At the bottom, email contacts and WhatsApp. But the most interesting part is the section of local experiences. Here you can see the map with the experiences of the South American continent, so you can get an idea as to where they are. There are many available experiences already, and others will be added. You can filter them by location, by language, by enrollment status, so you know whether enrollment is open or closed. Enrollment for every site will close when participants reach the full number. By clicking on an experience is a complete page with a detailed description as to who is organizing and what you will do, photos and videos, maximum number of attendees, links to websites and social networks with further information, as well as the participation cost, which will be published as soon as it's available. And this is the practical point. How do we pre-enroll? There is a link in the home page at the moment. There is a pre-enrollment form where you can add your basic data, name, surname, email address, phone number, and ID document. Why is it important to pre-enroll? If you're interested in joining the event, please display this interest. This pre-enrollment has no commitment. In this way, we will be able to send you communications as soon as you can enroll and as new local experiences come about. This display of interest helps the organization to structure experience better because we know what numbers we are expecting. So do the same and please invite your friends to do so. There's another important aspect, the communication of this event. We have planned a communication strategy on a range of channels, which was especially thought out in order to reach everyone. Social media with Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, through WhatsApp, newsletters, and institutional websites. Follow the official channels of Economy of Communion. And here is the important part. This communication is thought out in order to be shared. You can easily forward all content to your friends, colleagues, and contacts in order to invite them. The event is open to all those who wish to live through this experience of communion, not only those who already belong to the network of the Economy of Communion. So, off we go. Show your interest and pre-subscribe your friends through the button in the homepage. This way, we will keep you posted as new elements come about. See you in Argentina. And for any question, all contacts are on the website, email, and WhatsApp. See you soon.
Grazie Gregorio.
Thank you, Gregorio. Personally, I can't wait to meet you all in Argentina. This event is really close to our heart, and I hope this is very clear. We are celebrating 30 years of these relationships, which we built by giving value to the talents of our community and feeling and experiencing how the generosity and the gifts we have can be creatively and innovatively exchanged, but especially with the knowledge that we are preserving, stewarding what is sacred for us, the dignity of everyone, trustworthy relationships, and relationships that recognizes fragility, vulnerability, and the various forms of poverty as a source of regeneration, transformation, and innovation when our heart is guided by shared values and by a deep sense of common home of our planet. And therefore, I'm going to give the floor to Sara Maria. I'm sure that you've noted that the title of this global gathering is Flashes of Life and Roots, right? Well, this is the time where we are going to share an experience of a pioneer of the economy of communion. And Sara will speak about this. Dear Sara, over to you.
Hola, muy buenos días a todos, los saludo.
Hello, everybody.
El proyecto llamado Flashes of
Greetings from Mexico.
trata de una serie de entrevistas en
This
donde
project is called Flashes of Life and Roots, and it's a series of interviews with economy of communion entrepreneurs with the aim of collecting those precious gems contained in the experiences of those people who in different parts of the world and in different cultural contexts have responded radically to a common vocation, that of giving life with their lives to the economy of communion, that is, to be pioneers. Today, it's an honor for me to briefly introduce an interview with Ramón Cerviño.
Él es argentino, está casado con
He's Argentinian, and he has been married to Kela for 53 years and have 5 children, one of whom is already accompanying them from heaven. He also has 7 grandchildren. On the other hand, the company he has mainly developed is in the health sector. He's now retired, and there is a new generation carrying it forward with the same culture. Ramon Cerviño is one of the pioneers not only in Argentina but also in other Latin American countries. This is thanks to his radical testimony, his closeness, concrete support and accompaniment to those who felt called to open new paths in their countries. Next, we're going to listen to an excerpt from the interview that you can find on the Economy of Communion YouTube channel. So I invite you to enjoy it, and after our global gathering, listen to it in its entirety at the link we will share in the chat.
Me gustaría preguntarte cómo nació
I would like to ask you how your vocation to the Economy of Communion was born and how your journey to becoming an entrepreneur began unfolding. Well, actually, you say Economy of Communion. The Economy of Communion is an expression in the field of economics of a lifestyle that one has chosen, which is the style of universal fraternity, the style of valuing diversity, the style of the other, relationship with others, and this enriches us. It is the culture of saying the most important thing is the relationship. It is also choosing the other as the other is, not so the other is the same as me.
Como el otro es, no para que el otro sea igual que yo. ¿Comprendes?
Do you understand? So this way of life that we are already sharing at one point was expressed in the field of economics. And this was when the Economy of Communion emerged, or in the field of business life, let's say. That is when the Economy of Communion emerged. The one who launched it, Chiara Lubich, she says, among other things, that we have to produce, and that those who know, who are trained, should produce in order to share. Why? Because it's natural. In any family of the world, let's say in almost every place, everyone contributes what they can, what they have, and takes what they need. That is a child, a grandchild of ours, let's say 8 or 9 years old, yes, contributes their desire to study, their joy, their playfulness, and so on. But they don't contribute the money to eat because they don't have it. Who contributes this? Another part of the family. Father, the mother, yes, everybody contributes. And they all contribute in a different way, in a very direct way. So this, I think, the culture of the Economy of Communion is, at this point in time, expressed as such. We have to produce in order to share, because the only way to solve the problem of poverty is this, to be a family. This is the Economy of Communion. Now, you say, how did the idea of being an entrepreneur come about? This is not a talk that wants to be based on religious issues or positions, but in reality, we're trying to live the gospel. And of course, it always seems like a very beautiful thing and a very spiritual thing.
Claro, se presenta siempre como una cosa muy linda y muy espiritual.
So at one point, we said to ourselves, hey, is it possible to live the gospel in the economic sphere? And we kept meeting every week for almost a year. And one day we said, well, let's invite others who don't share our ideas. So we invited someone who didn't believe, and then another. We formed this group of 4, and we said, hey, let's do something. We started thinking about buying and selling supplies for the medical sector, for clinics and things for sanitary use. We each made a huge contribution. Each of us contributed 500 US dollars.
Imagínense ustedes.
Imagine this enormous capital. And you know what happened? 2 years later, we were billing $200,000 a month and turning over stock once every 5 days.
El stock una vez cada 5 días.
So this was before the economy of communion. Then, when this economy of communion thing came along, it was like a new opportunity to say, oh, great, let's give it a try. Is it true? Why? Because we can. Look at the economic results. And this is without cutting anything. Thank you, Ramon. Because there are many people who sometimes think when they hear the economy of communion, it seems that they focus so much on communion and that the economy takes a back seat. So I would ask you from your experience, how have you seen this relationship between economy and communion?
Entre economía y comunión.
If you ask me, I would say that there are like two sides of the same coin. It's difficult to understand. What happens is that sometimes when analyzing all realities, we tend to dissect them, to separate them, to break them into pieces.
A separarla, a hacerla trozos. Y en realidad,
In reality, life, the universe, is a relationship. And to think about it, an atom is a relationship. And when we say a table is very solid, wood is very hard, we forget that it is constructed by what is a relationship, because the molecules, the atoms that make up the molecule, are nothing but relationship, movement. So we don't see this. Since we don't see it, we section it, we cut it. So you might say, I don't see that on one side there is communion, on the other side there is the economy, and that they have to be reconciled or come together.
no, son expresión de la misma cosa.
They are expressions of the same thing. I have communion, and the fruit is the economy. I work to generate wealth to share. The more I share, the more wealth comes to me.
Y más comparto, más riqueza me viene.
Wow, grazie, gracias a Sara, gracias a Ramón Cerviño por esta
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody.
experiencia que nos dona.
This is an experience
Muy,
which
muy emocionada de escucharlo.
is wonderful to listen to.
Quindi grazie, Sari, per
So thank you.
presentarci questo.
Thank you for having
Quindi
shared
per
all
poter
this.
accedere.
And remember that you can access this in various language on the YouTube channel.
Ecco, nello scorso mese di luglio,
In July, precisely between the 20th and the 26th of July, an international of economy of communion took place for young people at the Mariapoli Ginetta in Vargem Grande Paulista in Brazil. The school was organized by the EoC communities of various Latin American countries, and young people between 18 and 35 years of age from all over the world attended. We'd like to show you a video about this experience.
Quando a gente fala em mudança cultural, uma nova cultura.
When we talk about cultural change, about new economic culture, naturally we need to prepare young people so that they can later take on this role. The central proposal of the school is to connect young people from all over the world and introduce them to the purpose of the economy of communion. Passing on these values to young people who are passionate about this field is a very important aspect, which is why throughout these days we have various activities that mix young people and adults to discuss the theme of the economy.
C'est que dans l'économie, il faut mettre toujours l'humain au centre.
In the economy, we always need to put people at the center. It's not just about profit and interest, but about making it useful for the community and for those in need. This perspective of fraternity, of communion, of encounter, development, of sharing, is something that resonates with the needs of the planet, of people, and of communities. To show that there is another way of production, trade, of integration in the economic and production space, which can perfectly be harmonized with nature and, above all, highlights the deep value of relationships, relationships between people and nature. We designed a program that could deeply reflect the economy of communion concept, but also with practical experiences, moments of being together with people in social vulnerability to understand what it means to eradicate poverty, as well as being in a business environment connected with entrepreneurs.
Venir a esta escuela fue esta experiencia de poder conocer a profundidad y ver qué tan palpable es la economía.
Coming to this school, to this experience, allowed me to see how tangible the economy of communion is, listening to so many entrepreneurs who have been living it since Chiara first launched it, coming here as a dream of seeing the very beginning where it all started. I didn't expect to find so many things and to live so many concrete experiences. This face-to-face connection with entrepreneurs is amazing. When I return to my country, I will share this experience, make it known, and invite others to learn about this moment and to join in. When we thought about the school, we thought precisely about giving young people the opportunity to learn about the economy of communion, about this new way of economy. But we also thought about ensuring its continuity. I believe the economy of communion can be much more collaborative, partnership-oriented in terms of space, where we think about the future and collectively build it. Here I met new people, made great friendships, and was able to gain more technical knowledge and also learn from people's personal experiences about how they felt being part of the EoC. Thanks to the economy of communion, I was able to gain some visions for my future, about what I want to do. Living in a remote riverside community makes it very hard to have an opportunity. So I see the economy of communion as something that embraces all communities, especially the smaller ones. This is something that should happen more often, right? Not centralized in one place, but also in the local realities around the world. A space that allows young people to deeply get into the economy of communion, to make it their own, to embrace it, and to feel the courage to live it and to bring it to their own environments. It's not easy. They should receive everything that can help them, because they need to become protagonists of this economy of communion. With a noble purpose, we will work with dedication and build good relationships with our employees and clients. I want to show the world the value of the model.
È proprio emozionante.
This is very moving,
Sono molto contenta di aver
and I'm
l'opportunità
very happy to have
di
been a part of this and to have listened to this story when the school took place. And this was a truly intense moment. So thank you for this summary video. And now we present a very much awaited moment. This is the meeting with the EoC in Central Eastern Europe, which finally was able to come about, because from between 2020, all these initiatives only met online. So it's a joy to see and be able to share these times together, not only behind the screen. This meeting was precious in order to strengthen dialogue, to promote sharing and mutual knowledge among the members of this important network, by rekindling a sense of community and participation which unites us. This is the video of this significant event.
My experience from this past few days is very, very interesting. First, I feel at home, and I wanted to really meet entrepreneurs, how they work, plus the idea of having to do business using the values of the economy of communion and having communion. And what was interesting was what I heard today about the concept of giving as actually a natural phenomenon that you can apply in all fields of life. But specifically for this event, when you do entrepreneurship, it actually elevates the value of what the business is and what you can give to others.
I really felt like here we actually were able to again go back to the community and sharing and the communion that EoC should be in this level, and then we go bring it home to our work field, to our enterprises, to our companies. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a long time active in EoC. I feel that we should support more this networking of our activities and to network with other communities which doesn't know nothing about EoC, about the culture of giving. The goal is to have the EoC more tangible and understandable for all these communities what we will work with.
Мне очень понравилось, и хотя говорили разные мнения, но по поводу искусственного интеллекта, по поводу других каких-то вопросов, но это часть нашей жизни, поэтому вырабатывается такой способ реагирования на реальность, когда можно действительно познакомиться с людьми, установить с ними контакты через, как сегодня рассказывали и вчера тоже, через дарение себя, дарение того, что есть, и дальше продолжать в этом духе и делиться с другими тем, что так вот переполняет сейчас. Поэтому спасибо.
Wow, grazie. È un'esperienza veramente
Thank you.
profonda,
This is a truly deep experience, that of sharing live together all this and to exchange these ideas. Thank you for sharing them with us. Thank you for sharing your experience.
E adesso noi vogliamo
And
portarvi
now
a
we
un
wish
nuovo
to
luogo,
virtually bring you to another
dove il
place
nostro cammino
where our path as economy of communion is entwined with a crucial time for the future of the planet. As you know, COP30 is the great international summit on the climate, and this is where the economy of communion is present and bringing the expression of the care of the common home among world delegations. We are very proud, we are happy that our network, with its commitment in concrete plans and the values of communion, are there presenting sustainability and community. We now give the floor, therefore, to Dima and Raisa, who will talk to us as to tell us what's happening in COP30 and what does it mean to be part of this global mobilization by building together the relationships in the outlook of the economy of communion. Over to you.
Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, pessoal.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Dima, the manager of Amazon Alive project of the economy of communion here in Brazil. We are live from Belém in the heart of the Amazon during COP30. This is a global meeting that puts the forest at the center of climate decisions. It is a great joy to be here with you to share a little of our journey, which unites spirituality, climate justice, and the economy of communion.
Olá a todos, eu sou a Raíssa.
Hello, everybody. I'm Raisa, the co-president here in Belém of the economy of communion in Brazil. Over the course of these days, we organized and participated in various activities that show how faith, dialogue, and commitment can transform territories. To achieve this, we have coordinated and established partnerships with various organizations such as the Archdiocese of Belém, the Pastoral Care of Integral Ecology, and the Interreligious Initiative for Tropical Forests, and many others.
E nós fizemos uma mostra.
We presented an exhibition right next to the Basilica of Nazaré.
Vedete quanto è intenso dalla mia voce.
Sorry about my voice.
E apresentamos
And we presented the exhibition, A River of Unity. Each part of this exhibition represents an aspect. The Focolare movement, Mariapolis Gloria, the economy of communion, the Amazon project, and Maloca Ecumenica.
Revelando cuidado.
This is the home of indigenous people, revealing care, justice, and spirituality. And the economy of communion was there with the Amazon Alive project being presented to everyone who passed by.
Na quarta-feira, realizamos uma experiência imersiva.
On the Wednesday, we held an immersive experience with 4D documentaries about the Amazon in partnership with IRI. On Thursday, we promoted a dialogue aquarium based on a provocative question: what does spirituality have to do with economics and climate justice? This afternoon, the ecumenical tapiri, where we will present the document Paneiro, which is a synthesis of Amazonian experiences that unite spirituality, economics, and climate justice. We were also at the Amazon Impact Investment and Sustainable Business Festival at the Vigil for the Earth with the Institute for Religious Studies. Oh, and on the 17th,
realizaremos café com
we will hold a coffee meeting with 15 local business people, a space to talk about purposeful business, regeneration, and commitment to the common good. It will be a coffee with ideas that transform. And we will continue here next week. We will continue to participate and connect it with other initiatives. And these initiatives are
como TED, a Casa das
TED, Countdown, the Home of NGOs, the Arama exhibition by a partner, Outra Economia, which celebrates alternative economies and community resistance.
resistências comunitárias. E hoje aqui com vocês,
And today, here with you, we celebrate this journey. Because when spirituality, climate justice, and communion come together, a living Amazon is born, inspiring the world.
Oi. Nós tivemos também momento muito especial.
There was also a very special moment, very unexpected, with Lorna, who is the executive director of the Laudato Si movement. With her, we promoted a deep dialogue among all those who followed the Living Amazon project, especially when it comes to reflecting on the central role of the peoples of the Amazon, people living by the river, in COP discussions. This was a time of mutual listening, hope, and connection with the Laudato Si movement, Focolare movement, and EoC. And we have strengthened our message by saying that nothing about us without us involved. Lorna ended this dialogue by expressing the strength of the Laudato Si movement, remembering that we are here to proclaim hope and to strengthen a path of hope for the Amazon and the world by promoting cooperation of the three movements. At the end, Echo One and New Humanity drafted a letter with 10 intentions for a relationship which is just and generative, and these letters will be delivered to the various leaderships in order to inspire our concrete commitment for the future we want. And as we are here, all the representatives of NGOs of the Church are marching for the climate. Therefore, we too will be with them in this march. Thank you.
Sì. Muito obrigada, Dima, Raíssa. Tenham muito sucesso nas
Thank you. We wish you every success for your activity.
Obrigada. Ci è volato proprio questo momento.
So our time is up, and it was very swift indeed. Thank you, everybody, for having told us your experiences and what is happening along our path as economy of communion. So before saying goodbye, we're going to share a few items of news. The first one is that the Global Community Economy of Francesco, which is very close to Economy of Communion, will be meeting for a world event between the 28th and the 30th of November. That's in 15 days' time in Castel Gandolfo in Italy. The information is on the website, the international website of Economy of Communion, and certainly This is what you're seeing at this time on the site of the Economy of Francesco, the official one. You will also see the link to the event in the chat. This is the link of what you are seeing in the screen.
Ok. Un'altra cosa, l'ultima cosa, è che
Another thing is that we remind you about the pre-enrollment for the international event of the Economy of Communion 2026. And it would be a great joy. And the fact that we have our first enrollee or first pre-enrolled person who's a dear friend who I met a few days ago.
Thank you so much. We're very happy to have you on board with us. And I give you a big hug for it. Speriamo che
We hope that we can have many more other young people enrolled in this international event.
il link per la prescrizione
The link will be there.
Ecco, il nostro Global Gathering.
Our global gathering has now reached its conclusion. Thank you, all of you, for having linked up with for our precious moment of sharing. And thank you for this participation to everyone. Such a wide-ranging participation, so active. We're very happy. This seems to be a special day for all of us. Thank you to all of those who have shared their life, the life of the Economy of Communion in the world, through their experiences. And certainly, thank you to all those who you have not seen and who were behind this event. Anna Bracco, managing the Zoom link, and all interpreters, thank you. The interpreters, thank you back. Michelle, who developed the graphic titles for this global gathering, and all the wonderful staff and everybody else who have worked in the background, but who allow this meeting to take place. I ask you all to switch on your cameras so we can say goodbye and we can see your faces. And then we can say goodbye, because this is a moment of celebration. So all the best on my side soon, and we'll see you in one or other of these activities, and let's hope we meet in Argentina.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Grazie. Grazie mille.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Adiós.
Gracias. Muy bueno.
Muchas gracias.
Tchau, tchau. Bom dia para todos.